France will kick off their World Cup defence up against the Socceroos over in Qatar 2022. Will they get after Bobby Dazzler, or will the Socceroos cause an upset? We're going to take a look at that and more next. Once again with another 5-minute preview. Look forward to the defending champions France taking on one of the underdogs, Australia, of course, over in Qatar. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs, their patrons, of course. And if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bounty. All things Rovers related, Scottish football related, World Cup related. We got it all here, boys. Under one brewski, that's right. Of course, non-stop content from previews, reviews, watch-alongs, reactions, everything in between. We've got it all here, babies, under one brewski. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end and have a look at France. Of course, open up their campaign up against Australia. That's going to be at the Al Janoub Stadium on the 22nd of November, of course, in Qatar. Of course, Didier Deschamps against Graham Arnold between the dugouts. Let's take a look at it from the French then, shall we? Of course, qualified as UEFA Group D winners. They come into they qualified on the 13th of November 2021. 16 tournaments for them right now. 2018 was the last when they won it. Of course, 7 games in a row. 1998, 2018 was, of course, successful campaigns for them. And they're hoping to do another one this time around in Qatar. Of course, Didier Deschamps is the manager. Kylian Mbappe, the face of the place right now. 10-1 to qualify, 6-1 to go the distance and win the trophy again. Of course, their recent run of events, not great though, losing to Denmark most recently, who they'll lock horns with later in this tournament. Of course, they did beat Austria way back at the end of September. Not really good form. We'll look at the form in a second overall. But of course, as you see, the group is made up from France and, of course, Australia, with Denmark and Tunisia meeting at the same match day. Of course, after this game, of course, the French will take on the Danish in a bit of a zinger on the 26th of November before wrapping up against Tunisia on the third match day. Take a look at the squad then, shall we? Of course, made up with these goalkeepers, Hugo Lloris, amongst others. Of course, we've got Theo Hernandez. We've got Benjamin Pavard as well, Rafa Varane. Of course, makes the squad. Camavinga, chance for him to shine in midfield alongside Adrien Robert, of course, from Juventus. Up top, guys, of Nkunku, one of the young faces on the team. Oliver Giroud and Benzema, veterans, of course, with Kylian Mbappe alongside Antoine Griezmann up top. What about my starting 11 there for you? I've got this team here with a back three. I've got Lloris between sticks, Kimpembe, Koundé and Upamecano at the back. Hernandez on the left-hand side, Pavard on the right, Tchouaméni and Rabiot in midfield, Benzema, Mbappe and Griezmann up top. What do you think about that? Is it good? Is it bad? Let me know down below. Next up, of course, is Australia, of course, coming at you from the AFC Co-NBL playoff. Of course, winners, I think they beat Peru to get to the stage, qualified on the 13th of June via penalty shootout. Goodness gracious me. 6 times they've been in the tournament. 2018 was the last. 5 in a row for them right here, right now. Of course, they did make the last of 16 back in 2006. Graham Arnold is your man right now. Aaron Moy is your key man in midfield. 9-4 for them to qualify from this. 250-1 to go the distance. We'll see if they could do that. But first and foremost, they've got to take on these bad boys. Of course, coming to this, they did beat New Zealand 2-0 way back in September as well. Actually, won back-to-back games against New Zealand. Of course, that 5-4 penalty shootout win over Peru to get to the stage. Of course, they are joined by the French, of course, and the Danes, and of course Tunisia in a very awkward-looking Group D. After this game, of course, Australia will take on Tunisia in what was dubbed a must-win game for them as they look to try and salvage their tournament. But what about the squads? Here is the squad for you, of course, a couple of familiar names in goal. Matthew Ryan, of course, formerly of Brighton. Andrew Romano with the penalty shootout victory. Of course, a lot of familiar names from that result. We've got the likes of Nathan Atkinson from Scotland over with the Hearts. Bailey Wright from Sunderland. Harry Suter from Stoke as well. And into midfield, we've got Aaron Moy, key man there. Riley McCree, of course, been pulling the strings for Middlesbrough. And, of course, Martin Boyer. And Jonathan Cummings, Sock Boy, makes it here for the Socceroos. What about this starting 11 then for you? I've gone with Matthew Ryan between sticks, Bedic, Rouse, Wright and Atkinson, Moy, Irvine, that's Jackson to you and me, Huriskic, Leckie, Boyle and Duke. Cummings have to come off from the bench. We'll see about that. They have played each other 2 times since, of course, 2013. 2 wins out of 2 for the French. Nothing for the Australians and no draws. But the French, just 1 win in 6 for them, 33% for them, up against Australia, winning 5 of them out, so looking very, very good at the right time. Of course, however, last time played each other was in World Cup, Group C, way back in June 2018. It was a 2-1 win for the Frenchies, of course. But what about this one? It is 2022, 4 years later. Of course, the public vote goes in favour of the French. 87% going with the World Cup winners, with Australia 9% in the draw at 4. I'm backing a 3-1 win for the World Cup holders. I think this will be a chance for them to really showcase their stuff and maybe put the fear or eliminate that doubt of getting eliminated in the group stages out of the way. So that for me is what I'm backing. Make sure you drop a like down below, thumbs up, subscribe, of course. Make sure you check out the content as well. We're going to phone in, daily phone in, of course. Make sure you check that out. But until then, guys and girls, we'll see you soon for the next one.